Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky now reigniting his pitch for peace.
The negotiating dynamics must be increased. We must do everything to achieve a ceasefire, and the Russian side should stop hiding from decisions.
President Zelensky is also emphasizing his desire to sit down face-to-face with Vladimir Putin, while noting that head of the country's Security Council, Rustem Umerov, has offered Russia a meeting in the coming days. The Kremlin's response, telling a familiar story.
Russia is prepared to move swiftly. For us, the main thing is to achieve our objectives. They are clear, obvious, and unchanging.
Kyiv and Moscow's ceasefire efforts have previously fallen flat, including 2 rounds of talks in Istanbul earlier this year, with Zelensky travelling to Kyiv and Putin failing to return the favour. But as Donald Trump promises to send American weapons to Ukraine through a deal with NATO and threatens severe sanctions if Russia does not come to the table by early September, the tide may be turning.
We believe that next weeks will be more fruitful about our collaboration with DC, with President Trump, and about finding different solutions.
On top of that, the EU has agreed on an 18th package of sanctions against Russia, finally convincing Slovakia to withdraw its veto. From dropping the price cap on Russian crude oil to blacklisting vessels of the so-called shadow fleet, there's hope.
I'd like to start with this proposed third meeting for peace negotiations with Russia based on Russia's attitude, and it's likely not going to lead to any breakthrough. What do you think that Ukraine's proposing? Why do you think it's going to propose this other round of negotiations? What is Kyiv looking to accomplish here?
Well, definitely the purpose of Kiev suggesting another round of negotiations is actually to prove that Ukraine is not objecting seeking the political and diplomatic solutions to the ongoing war, and is ready to consider and to meet the Russian side. Even more, our president indicated he is ready to meet with the president of Russia, despite the previous very strong position that we won't be talking with Putin at all. It is also a sort of indication for the American side to see them that Ukrainians are pretty much determined to follow on this way and to consider a ceasefire the first step based on the proposal suggested by the American side. However, in terms of what can be really achieved at this third round of negotiations, there are more pessimistic expectations, because we know that the both sides are looking differently at what should be discussed first, and the Ukrainian side is seeking and consider humanitarian issues first, like unconditional release of all prisoners of war, captured civilians, deported children, and then ceasefire, and then to go ahead to more comprehensive peace settlement, whereas Russians try to present it as a full package with all the issues at stake. Even some of them are completely detached from the reality, like for instance their demand to get control over 6 regions of Ukraine, which they don't control effectively right now. So we will wait and see what will happen, and our president said that this new round of talk was actually made also after Rustem Umerov, the former Minister of Defense, has moved to the position of the Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council, but still leading the Ukraine's delegation to the negotiations with Russia. And the president also indicated that the exchange of prisoners of war will be the topic number 1.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow our page for more real-time updates and global headlines.